You can make 200,000 a year and still be broke. And someone earning half your salary could quietly become wealthier than you. Why? Because your salary isn't wealth, it's raw material. If every paycheck comes in, pays the bills, funds your lifestyle, and disappears, poof, earning more money won't necessarily fix the problem. You need a system that turns your income into asset. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact 5 steps to do that. Income, asset, cash flow, freedom. And stay with me because I'll show you exactly what I would do if I lost my investment portfolio, my rental properties, and had to rebuild everything from zero using nothing but my salary. Let's get into it. I'm Dr. Lena. I am a tech executive, a business professor, and also technology professor, and a real estate investor. I've spent years building my career while also investing and building assets outside of my career. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned from doing both is this: a high income does not automatically create wealth. Income is simply what comes in. Wealth is what you keep, own, and build. If every time you earn eventually becomes a mortgage payment, car payment, a vacation, subscription, shopping, or another lifestyle expenses, your income may look impressive, but your assets aren't growing. That's why one principle sits at the center of everything I teach. Income pays bills, asset builds freedom. Let that set. So, how do you actually move from one to the other? Meaning income to freedom. Step number 1, stop treating your salary like a spending money. Your salary is not simply spending money. Your salary is capital. Think about how a successful business operates. When revenue comes in, a successful business doesn't automatically spend every dollar. Some money covers expenses, some create reserve, and some get reinvested to help business grow. And that's exactly the same thing you need to do with your personal finances. That's how it should work, the same way. But here's what usually happens on payday. The paycheck hits, then comes the mortgage, or rent, car payments, groceries, subscription, eating out, shopping, vacation. Sounds familiar, right? And then we say, I'll invest whatever is left. There's just one problem. Usually, nothing is left. So reverse the question. Instead of asking what's going to be left for investing, ask what percentage of my paycheck is going to buy my future before my lifestyle gets eroded. Maybe you start with 5% or 10%, maybe 15%, maybe eventually it's 20% or even more. Your number depends on your situation, but the principle is simple and the same. Build wealth intentionally instead of investing accidentally. Intentional versus accidentally. And this becomes even more important as your income increases, because one of the biggest wealth traps for salaried professional is lifestyle inflation, lifestyle creep. Like you get promoted, so you upgrade the car, you get a raise, so you upgrade the house. Well, you deserve it. You get a bonus, and suddenly the vacation gets more expensive. That sounds familiar, right? There's nothing wrong with enjoying the money you've worked hard to earn. I love good things as well. The problem is when every increase in income creates an equal increase in lifestyle. You can double your salary, even triple it, and still remain completely dependent on your paycheck. You're just experiencing financial stress in a nicer surrounding. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So here's the rule I want you to remember. Every time your income increases, your investment should increase too. Your lifestyle can grow, but your asset needs to grow with it. And that is a tool right there for you. Step number 2, build your financial foundation. Before we start aggressively buying assets, we need to have a solid foundation, because if one unexpected expense forces you to sell investments, borrow money, or reach for a credit card, your system is fragile. Your foundation needs 3 things. First, know your cash flow. And I don't mean approximately. I mean, pull your bank and credit card statement from the last 60 days. How much money came in? how much money went out, and how much money was actually left. You cannot build a wealth strategy around money you think you have. You need the real number. Second, build your emergency fund. A lot of people make this mistake. A common target is around 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. I'm talking about housing, food, utilities, insurance, transportation, and your other essential obligations. Your exact number depends on your situation and it varies. Someone with a stable salary may have a different need from someone who is self-employed, has variable income, or supports several people. The point is financial breathing room. And third, attack high interest debt. I cannot overemphasize this because if you're paying 20%, 25%, or even 30% interest on a credit card debt, while hoping to hit 8 to 14, 15% on investing, the math is working against you. Now, while you're building this foundation, I would not automatically ignore an employer retirement match if one is available to you. In many situations, I'll contribute enough to capture the available match while simultaneously building my emergency fund and attacking expensive debt. And here's something else I teach. Give every dollar a job. Ooh, yeah. Instead of saying one giant checking account balance, separate your money by purpose, bills, spending, short-term savings, emergency fund, and a wealth account. The money in your wealth account has one job. It isn't there to buy clothes. It isn't there to pay bills. It isn't vacation money. Its job is to do one thing: buy asset. When every dollar has an assignment, you stop asking, where did my paycheck go? I hear that every time because you already told it where to go and you've created a foundation. But this next step is where many salaried professionals unknowingly leave money on the table. Step number 1, use your job benefits before chasing the next hot investment. Before you go online looking for the next hot stock or taking investment tips from somebody's group chat, look at what your employer is already offering you. Start with your workplace retirement plan, like a 401k, a pension plan. If your employer matches a 401k and you're eligible, understand exactly how that match works. For example, if your employer contributes 50 cents for every dollar you contribute up to a certain percentage of your salary, if you're not contributing enough to receive the full available match, you could be leaving part of your compensation package unused. Then look at other tax advantaged accounts you may qualify for. Depending on your situation, that could include a 401k, a traditional or Roth IRA, HSA if you're eligible, or other sponsored options like pension in your country, right? You don't need to become an expert on every account today. Here is what I really want you to understand. Your salary can start building your asset before the money ever reaches your checking account. Yes, it can. Before you see it, before you spend it, before your lifestyle gets a chance to claim it. That's powerful because now we're removing one of the biggest problems in personal finance: willpower. If you have to remember to invest every month, sometimes you will and sometimes you won't. But if money automatically moves towards your investment every payday, now you have a system, and system beats motivation. So is automation as well. If this is the kind of money conversation you wish someone had taught you in school, subscribe to Money Talk with Dr. Lena. Every week, I break down how working professionals can turn income into asset and build long-term wealth without making money unnecessarily complicated. Now we've protected your money and started putting your salary to work. But step number 4 is where wealth actually begins to grow. Step number 4, buy asset consistently. Every month, some portion of your income should be acquiring asset. Not only when the market is going up, not only when everybody online is excited, not only when you receive a bonus. consistently. Emphasis on consistently. An asset is something that has the potential to grow in value, produce income, or both. For someone starting out, that could mean diversified index funds or ETFs held through appropriate investment account. Over time, your asset might also include real estate, a business, or other investment that fits your strategy. But I need to tell you something else here. Earlier in my investing journey, I learned this lesson the expensive way. I lost close to $100,000. As a matter of fact, 99,000 in the stock market. It wasn't because investing doesn't work, and it wasn't because the stock market is inherently bad. I lost one because I didn't yet have the disciplined investment system that I have today. I was chasing opportunities without fully understanding what I owned and the risk I was taking. That was an expensive education, trust me, but it completely changed the way I invest today. I stopped asking, what's going to make me rich quickly? All those get rich quick scheme. And I started asking, what do I understand? What can I own consistently? How do I diversify appropriately? And what fits into my long-term strategy? Those are very different questions. And here's something that might surprise you. Good investing can be boring. As a matter of fact, it is boring. And that's okay. You don't need excitement. You need consistency. Let me make this practical. Imagine someone brings home $7,000 per month after taxes. Instead of waiting until the end of the month to see what is left, they decide upfront that $1,000 is dedicated towards building wealth. Part might go into workplace retirement plan. Part might go into diversified investments. And later, once the foundation is strong, part might begin accumulating towards real estate or other form of asset. Now, think about what happened. That person's salary didn't just buy groceries, electricity, a car payment, and entertainment. Their salary bought what? Ownership. And next month, even buys more ownership, then more, and then more and more and more. And that's how it grows. You don't need to become wealthy this year. You need a system that makes you a little wealthier every year. And then you need to give that system time. Now we've turned income into asset, but eventually something changes. Instead of you doing all the work for money, guess who does it? Your asset can begin doing some of the work for you, does the heavy lifting for you. And that brings us to the step number 5. Turn your salary into cash flow. At the beginning of your journey, you work for money, and that's your salary. But eventually, if you keep acquiring productive assets, your income can begin working for you. Your investment may appreciate. Some may generate dividends or distributions. Others, like rental property, may generate cash flow. A business eventually produces income beyond hours you personally work. That's why I teach this sequence: income, asset, cash flow, and freedom. Your salary is the beginning of the chain. It was never supposed to be the final destination. And the goal isn't necessarily to quit your job tomorrow. The goal is to build enough financial strength that your entire life isn't dependent on your next paycheck arriving on Friday. Think about it. Every investment as a tiny employee. One investment may not change your life, but it goes to work. Then you add another and another and another. They may grow, some may produce income. That income can potentially buy additional assets, and those assets can potentially produce more income. Over long periods of time, something powerful starts. Our money starts doing more of the work and the heavy lifting for you. Now, I promised you at the beginning that I'll show you exactly what I would do if I had to start over. So here is my rapid fire blueprint. If I woke up tomorrow and my investment portfolio and rental properties were gone, and I had nothing but my salary and everything that I know today, Here's the order I'd follow. First, I'll know my numbers, exactly what I earn, exactly what I spend, exactly what I owe, and exactly what's left. Second, I'll protect myself financially. I'll start building my emergency fund, capture an available employer match if eligible, and aggressively address expensive consumer debt. Three, I'll automate my wealth building so money moves towards my financial priorities every payday. Fourth, I would consistently buy diversified assets I actually understand. No chasing hype, no trying to get rich next month. Automated, consistent, and boring. Fifth, I would aggressively increase my earning power. This one matters. There is a limit to how much you can cut from your expenses, but your earning potential can change dramatically when you build valuable skills. Technology, AI, cybersecurity, sales, leadership, project management, health, communication, business. Those are different careers, right? Whatever aligns with your career and your strength. As someone who has built a career as a tech executive while also building assets outside of my career, I cannot emphasize this enough. Your career can be one of the greatest wealth building tools you have if you use the income it produces to acquire assets. Your job isn't necessarily stopping you from building wealth. Your salary can help fund it. Increase your income while controlling lifestyle inflation, and you create a bigger gap between what you earn and what you spend. And that gap is where wealth gets built. Then once my financial foundation was genuinely strong, I'd begin evaluating larger assets like real estate. Not because real estate is the only path to wealth, it isn't. But used responsibly, real estate can offer a combination of leverage, potential appreciation, cash flow, equity, growth, and certain tax advantages. You can check my previous video, last video, you'll see details. If real estate is part of your plan, I have linked my real estate bootcamp in the description. I go much deeper there into evaluating, financing, buying, and managing a rental property. But I wouldn't try to do everything tomorrow. I would rebuild systematically. Emphasis on systematically. And there's one mistake I would avoid at all costs: waiting. Waiting until you earn more. Waiting until the kids are older. Waiting until the market feels safer. Waiting until interest rate change. Waiting until you understand everything, and waiting ultimately till January. There will always be a reasonable sounding reason to wait, but perfect isn't a financial condition. It's a feeling, and feelings don't compound. Time does. You don't need to have an entire financial future figured out today. You need the next right step. So here's your 30 days challenge. Number 1, calculate your actual monthly cash flow. Number 2, decide what percentage of every paycheck is going towards building wealth. Number 3, review your workplace benefits and understand any employer match available to you. Number 4, set up at least one automatic contribution or investment, not someday, this week. And number 5, choose one skill that could increase your earning potential over the next 12 months. Because the goal isn't simply to make more. The goal is to turn more of the money you make into asset. Now, if you're thinking, Dr. Lina, I understand the system, but what exactly should I invest in? That's exactly where we're going next. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to start investing in stock as a complete beginner, step by step. We'll talk about what an ETF actually is, what to look for before you invest, and how to actually get started. And if you're a working professional who wants to turn your income into asset and build real long-term wealth, subscribe to Money Talk with Dr. Lina. That's exactly what we do here. Before you go, tell me in the comments, what percentage of your income are you currently investing right now? 5%, 10, 20, or even more? And if your answer today is 0, just comment starting, because every well journey starts somewhere. Remember, income pays bills, asset builds freedom. I'll see you in the next.